Hello everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the series where I make a new character for Touhou 12.3 using the new character engine mod. So that's technically the second episode, though I probably level it something like 0.5 because it's still some setup. So last time I explained how to set up the mods and the tools required. And now it's just going to be creating the character from basically nothing and just having it work in game. I kind of did it last time, though I didn't explain how to create the files required to make it work. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I won't be showing it on Windows because it's basically the same. If you don't recall some of the steps required to install some of the mods or make some links to some files, you can go back to the old video where I show it. For the rest of this series also I will be using Linux because I'm just more familiar with it, but it's basically the same. So first of all, you want to go to your CharacterEngine folder and then go to Source, Characters, and create a new folder here for your character. So for me it's going to be Mamizou. So it's empty. And because it's way easier, what I'd advise you to do is just copy everything from Touhou or from another character, which is closer maybe, and just copy everything here. And now we're just going to clean up the files and just tidy stuff up. So in cards, in data, cards, you will have the Touhou folder, so you rename it to the name of your character. And then you just want to copy the assets for it. So I just already prepared the assets, so it's just all blank. I'm going to link a zip with all the empty stuff. So for example, these empty files, I'm going to link it in the description. And then in character, same, you want to rename to Mamizou or whatever you want. And then you want to keep the back folder and the face folder, and the rest you can just remove. Just remove everything. In the face folder, if you use Touhou, she has a bunch of stuff. You just need face 0. And then you want to include a file that is basically this, but for your character. And I have it here for Mamizou. Then, in that folder, you will need 3 things. You will need the XML file for your character. So usually I just copy one that already exists in the game. For Touhou I used ayas. I think I'm just going to do the same here. So aya.xml, and then you rename it to whatever character you're going to make. You will also need a labels file, though that file can just be empty for now. So you name it the character you want, labels.json. That's going to be used by the frame data editor, and then you open it and you put 2 braces, 2 curly braces like this, and you save. And then you will need the palette for your character. So on my end, I have it. You can put a dummy file as well, but if you are grabbing files from Mugen, for example, you should have some act files that you can use. If I find my stuff, obviously, here, and So for me, usually if you grab stuff from Mugen, it's going to be like this. So 00.act. You can make it. You can call it palette 0.act. You can also include a PAL file instead if you're more comfortable with it, but the frame data should be able to recognize add file just fine. So like this. Then in CSV again, Mamizou. The deck CSV. Okay, so these two CSVs, you just want to open them in your text editor. The dex is just the default deck for the character. So right now I'm just going to put cards that exist. Otherwise we will have missing graphics like this. And spells, that's just the list of all cards available. For now we can just stay that way, though I'm just going to clean it up for myself. Okay, so I just removed the names and the descriptions from the file, just so it's a bit tidier. And I'm also going to include that file inside the zip. So here, then in profile, here you have the name graphic for the character. So that one is used in the deck construction screen. So you want to name it the ID of your character. So for Touhou it was 35. For Mamizou it's going to be 36. And then the underscore the name. When you pick an idea, make sure that you pick one that doesn't conflict with anyone else. So that's good. And then in deck 2, it's the title for your character in the text construction screen as well, like this. Then in Sin, select character. So there is a bunch of stuff here. It's for character select. So that one, again, it's the name of the character. The ID needs to be here. You don't need anything fancy. For now, it's just a placeholder, for example. That's the portraits. That one is the selection circle. I didn't change it, so I'm just going to leave that one and rename it 36 because that's the idea of my character. Here it's the sliding portrait on top. Same, you want to name it the ID of your character. And then you have this folder, which includes, that you will want to rename, obviously. It's the animation for the character when you picked her. So I'm just going to remove all the graphics and leave the XML here. So that's good for that one. Then the sound effects. Again, you just rename the folder, and inside you put all the sound effects you want to use. For now I don't have any, so I'm just going to remove everything. And last but not least, the stand. Again, just name it the idea of your character. Then, once that's done, you will want to edit the characters.json, and that holds a lot of metadata for your character. So the name I gave her is like this, so it needs to be exactly the same. The ID is 36. The DLL is going to be mamizou.dll with a capital M. The dat file is going to be mamizou.dat. Name. And the full name. As well, the skill inputs, I think Mamizou is going to have a 4-to-1 instead of a 2-2. Though I'm not sure about that, so I'm just going to leave it that way for now. And then we will need to change the code of the character. So everything is in C++ here. You can make it in C, and probably in other languages that are compiled that can generate a DLL, though I don't know how to do it, and I'm just going to focus on making it in C++. So I'm going to assume you know C++ at least a bit. If you don't, though, you're advised to like learn C++. Though you can learn C++ with that project, it's probably going to be a bit hard. For the objects, I don't have any yet, so I'm just going to remove everything. And then in cmakelists.txt, I'm just going to remove all of this. And so everything that starts with the objects can remove. And then you can take this and replace Tewi with the name of your character. For me, it's Mamizou. This. Now, I need to rename the files. So when you want to add new files, so a new CPP or a new HPP file, you want to add it in this list here. So, like this, like this. In the version.rc file, I'm just going to replace Tewi again. Mamizou. Like this. And did I make a typo here? I did. Like this. Okay. Now we'll have to jump in the code. So first, in that one, it's going to be pretty easy. Again, just remove all instances of Tewi and replace it with Mamizou. For these two, it's also going to be really easy. They are pretty small. So here again, Mamizou. I don't know why it's so hard to spell. Like this. You can also change that one, but it's fine. And that one, same, like this. I'm just going to remove all of these because they no longer exist. And the only object we're interested in, because all of these are objects for Tewi, is that one, which is the blocking object. Like this. And now for these two, which are going to be a bit more. So these are I can actually just do this. These are the files that contain the code for the character itself, so it's going to be a bit more for Tewi. Okay, so I just finished cleaning up the file. Instead of showing the entire process, because it's a bit boring, honestly, I'm going to include in the zip this file and this file. So what you want to modify in these files, so obviously you have the actual code, but we'll come to that later. These are the properties for the character, which I forgot to remove some. These are some basic properties, for example, the far range and a lot of other property. So all of this is here. You don't need to touch the code. And then the actual code of the character is in here. So you will need to change the name of the class, which is now Mamizou. And once that's done, you want, okay, let me just do that probably. Then you want to go back here, go back to your build folder, which is called dat for me. You open a terminal in here. So if you're on Windows, you will need to go to open the native compiler thing, command prompt, like in the last episode, and do cd and that drag and drop the file. So basically like the other one. And you will need to redo the command. So for me, so again, if you're not on Windows, don't copy and paste that. It's in the episode 0. But for me, actually, I should have it here. I do here. So you want to rerun this command with the cmake build type debug and stuff like this. And once that's done, you can run that one. If you're on Windows, it's the same. So here it's the name of the character you have. If you did exactly like me, it should be basically this, but the actual name you need is the one you provided in this file here. So for me it's with a capital M, and the capital M is needed. Like this, and now it will start to compile the stuff. I'm going to, if you're on Linux, you can use this. It's going to speed up the process. And at the end, obviously I didn't finish it. Okay, so I fixed all the comparison errors. So it should show something like this. So you have the DLL. And once you have the DLL, then you can add everything to Shady and to your CharacterEngine installation. So for me, it's also including Soku 2 because it's easier and I don't have everything done so it works properly without it. So I'm just going to use that. So for Shady, I have a link to that folder. I already did it. For here, I don't. So I'm going to copy Touhou here. We have everything, and in there, you don't need the dat. I will need this file, so the character.json. You replace the one from the other one. And then you will need the DLL. So either you copy and paste the DLL every time, but I can't really be bothered to do that. So instead I'm going to make a link. Again, last video for the links on Windows. So I need to copy the thing and then I'm going to make a link. Like that. So now I have a link to that file. And that's about it. So if I open my game now, okay, it crashed, obviously. Okay, it crashed because I didn't enable the Mamizou package. So you want to enable it first. If you crash and you don't know how to do this, and you want to use the interface instead, you can go back here in the character.json, you put false here. It will disable the character and then it won't load it, so it won't crash. So here it should be fixed. It doesn't seem like it. I don't have Shady enabled. And now I forgot to enable character. We're getting there. Now it no longer crashes. And if I go to any menu, I have Mamizou here. And I should be able to select her. It cannot find the deal. How? Okay, so my link is broken. But yeah, the character is invincible for some reason, but it works. I do have a character. So you cannot use any moves. Right now I'm pressing keys, but that doesn't work. But that's going to be for another episode. Thanks for watching and see you later.